It's important to understand when we say, well, how do we get this mixing? If you read the records, the colonial records of North Carolina, we know that when the English arrived, yes, the Indians did greet them in friendly, and they did try to negotiate with them and trade with them. But one of the things that happened is everywhere the English went, they spread disease. Every village that they touched, people died by the hundreds. They wiped out whole villages of people, old men, women, and children, from these diseases. We see the pandemic today and the impact that it's having today, but we can do this presentation virtually and we can avoid contact with each other and not have the type of deaths that they had. But at that time, again, with the spreading of the diseases that the early explorers, English explorers, they pretty much decimated most of the native communities of the Outer Banks of North Carolina and into the interior of the coastal regions of North Carolina, the Tidewater regions of North Carolina, because they are exploring and mapping that whole area, the Albemarle Sound, the Pamlico Sound, the mouths of these rivers, and everywhere they go to, interact with native people, they are spreading disease, and that disease is ravaging that area. In these early times, you got to have a cohesive village, a cohesive family to survive. And as these men and these people are impacted by these diseases, as old men and women are, decimated, young children die, when Africans are introduced and the Europeans are introduced at Roanoke, it actually, most native communities will adopt people. They will bring people in and they will adopt them into their communities. And through those adoptions, they make them family and they intermarry with them. And through that intermarriage, we see that because they have to replace the people that have been lost to disease and or to warfare. But in this case, just the disease alone has a tremendous impact. And now the English have come back and they're having a similar impact. Although they're not attacking villages in that way, the disease that they are spreading is having the same type of impact on these native communities.
Hi guys, I had my genealogy consultation with Mike today. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. He has a lot of information that will probably benefit you guys. And if you ever get a chance, just you give him a chance. He's a great guy, and I believe he's trustworthy. Very, very trustworthy.